marketed to like I'm an old person. My favorite
it
is
is
Magnum
the
PI talking about reverse mortgages and how it's not a scam.
Would I be scamming you?
I can't get over it. I cannot fucking get over it.
Would it be a scam if I didn't say it was a scam?
This is not, you're not even, like, this is how the commercials go. They really, truly do. They're like, he's like, look, I wouldn't be telling you this if it was a bad idea or something
I
that could
reverse
hurt
mortgage
you.
my whole life.
When I reverse mortgaged everything, my children, my family, my home,
All
my
Magnum
cats,
PI.
all the complete box set series of Magnum PI
All,
now available
everyone.
on Amazon.com.
That's right.
Or your local Amazon.com dealer.
Jeff Bezos.
That's been
What
happening.
is going on with this thing?
What's
Is it that mic? No, it's not. It's some other mic. Is it my mic?
No.
Oh, that's up there. Oh,
Maybe one of these wireless.
must be. Oh god. There we go.
Yeah, because this is
Also-
bumping the
Huh?
wires going back there or something. Maybe it's jostling something.
No, it's good.
That's all right.
it's fine now.
Perfectly still.
Just nobody move.
Oh, great.
Everything is good.
Also,
my
we
sister's here.
streaming?
Hello. Yes.
Did whoever's listening and watching our stream had to just put up with our stupid.
That's
technical
it. While we
difficulties.
figured out what was going on with the noise.
But it's great to just watch a vaguely, at one time, vaguely relevant celebrity
Yeah.
who is now completely
A
irrelevant.
B+ lister.
Hi, nephew.
Right, exactly. Oh, hey, Carson.
I did it already. Oh, yep. Oh.
Yeah, just watching him try to like convince old people that is a good idea to leverage your whole entire home
Take the whole
to
thing.
the bank and completely glaze right over the fact that if you miss one payment, your entire home gets repossessed by the bank.
That's
You
it.
lose everything. It is the biggest gamble you could possibly have with the biggest asset most old people have.
It's just gonna break everything.
I'll break them all.
If any money, just get a reverse mortgage. Hold on 1 second.
So we gotta do another take. I gotta get this out first.
I have 14 homes now, and that's not from Magnum PI money.
Listen, make
It's
sure.
from your house.
I bought them from both works.
It's all in your neighborhood. You and your neighbors gave me your homes
Thank
because
you.
you've missed one payment. You know why you missed it? Because you got Alzheimer's.
That's
Because
it.
you got dementia.
That's
Of
right.
course you're gonna forget.
Should have had the bank do it.
And that was stealing your mail.
Oh yeah, by the way.
Also, you did not receive the last reminder. PI's just Magnum PI's out there. Him and his little cohort guy from the show are raiding mailboxes, stealing the final notice of payment.
It's just that little midget guy from James Bond.
Shut up, or I'll put you back in the suitcase. Get your little hands in there. You know I can't fit my arm in these things.
All the
I'm too
arthritis.
You know we can only open the door so far before the alarm goes off.
They
It's
had
the
to-
whole reason I cut you into this.
You know my hands look like Mickey Mouse gloves. I can't grab any of that.
They had to cut my hands out of the commercial so they wouldn't scare the elderly. Also, my hair dye is leaking. So we need to get back home quick.
I need a fan or something here. These lights are just melting all my hair dye. Right down the cheeks. Yeah.
Right down the cheeks.
All right. Okay, good. My nephew's gone now. not that I don't love him, but
Yeah, that's just not appropriate
Thank-
content.
yeah,
Just
this
think
it's,
about the chat.
it's after dark.
We don't want to influence him yet.
This is
We
Uncle
wanna wait
After
a little
Dark.
bit.
Yeah,
Right.
he can watch all 291 episodes of this when
Well,
he gets old.
When he gets older,
When
yeah.
he's trying to get to know his uncle better
That-
after you
that's-
passed away. That's what it's going to happen.
It's going to be like Lilu in The Fifth Element. They're just going to stick him in a room with a TV, and he just watches all those real quick so he can learn about the whole culture of the world
That's right.
just through the lens of
At
me.
that point, we're basically getting to that point now. I mean, everything
Yeah.
is so synthesized. One thing I kind of tried to sum it up earlier today. I was talking to Allison. It was like, there's so much information now.
Mhm.
It's an unprecedented amount of information
Uh-huh.
and an unprecedented amount of, or an unprecedented lack of understanding.
Yeah.
There's so much to see and know and almost no one comprehends any of it.
Well, that's what Reddit's for.
But that, and then like it creates this inner need
Mhm.
that's not being filled to be right and to know what's going on. So this is why people made up religion and myths and stories.
Fill
'Cause
in the blanks.
They have to. They can't help but experience the stuff that they're experiencing,
Got
but
it.
they need an answer, and they can't get to that answer yet.
Need it right now.
They need it right
Something.
just to cope.
Give me something.
And so this is like something that human beings I think don't really pay attention to.
Right.
And this is the reason we have so much stupidity going on. Like it's rampant.
That's what happens.
Anyway, sorry. To
Step one.
get off my soapbox now.
That's well.
I'm soapy enough. I'm all soaped up.
You're also.
I'm soaped up like the
soaped
little
up from all
greasy
this stuff.
hands of
That's
that
it.
guy from James Bond with Magnum PI, just slipping in those mailboxes.
And you know he died a normal death.
Just probably.
Very simple old man. Just-
Maybe he was dropped off a bridge like that baby. Chris showed us.
Yeah, that's right.
That woman was like she was so loving up to that point too. She was like
yes.
smiling and
Yeah.
holding the baby.
Well, that whole scene's like 45 seconds long, where it's like her walking down the bridge and this like music's building.
She
And
let
it
it
just
go.
picks it up.
Way too late.
Like it was supposed to be this big dramatic moment. They
Yeah.
just hear the fucking plastic head crack on the time.
I will give them kudos though. In the scene, it looks a lot. The transition's beautiful because
Yeah.
the way that little the mannequin,
Yeah.
it looks like it's still
It's just
the
a baby doll. It's
Yeah.
just a baby doll.
But it doesn't look cheap. I mean, it's moving like a regular alive.
She's
infant
moving it.
might. Yeah.
That's
It's
the
just
trick. It's
it's-
all in the thumbs.
it's in the
That's
thumbs.
what Penn and Teller taught me.
she did.
All in the thumbs.
That's what my uncle taught me.
Yeah. Well, you know,
Oh no,
that's what I learned up in Heads Up 7-Up.
Uncle Touchy. He said, "Son, put your thumb out and don't complain if it's warm and wet." And I'm done with it.
Now tell me how hot this coffee is.
I hope that everyone can see on the camera what Matt's doing right now. Matt is drinking a lethal amount of water.
Do you think he's compensating for something? with
Gotta
that?
hydrate.
And the insides of Matt is like beef jerky.
It is. Yeah. It's constantly.
He's
It's
trying
desiccated.
Yeah, he's trying to get it a little
Jesse
wetter,
would say. Yeah.
Aged by
moisturized.
cigars and whiskey.
That's right. Cigars and whiskey got to counterbalance it.
You probably taste great.
It's the last Tuesday
If
of
not
every
a
month
little
I rehydrate. For,
Right. The
for
last
alcohol.
Tuesday of the
I
month.
was thinking it was like that bar ice. The bar flavor.
You're like a lizard or something. You're like a desert
Yeah.
reptile. Oh yeah, just you're like a camel.
Just every once in a while. Yeah. That's why my head's so big. It's full of water.
Electroencephalitis.
Yeah,
You got like
basically.
swelled head from liquid
Yeah. It,
accumulating.
it helps me to detect the weather though. I can tell
That's
when
true.
it's getting hot
Pressure
because my head's
changes.
boiling.
Right.
You know?
You are subject to the meteorological changes
Oh, I'm
with
just.
the moisture. Because really, that's all weather is. It's just how much or how little moisture.
How wet is it out there?
How wet? How fast? How fast is it wet?
How
And how
I understand it's raining, but how fast is it raining? That's what I need to know.
that's part of it, man. Because
Step one.
speed of rain can either be a nice little light drizzle.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's coming out already.
You just gotta warm that fingers up. We might as well just do it.
We might as well. Oh, you didn't. Move it again.
I'm pretty sure I'm just bumping the wires down there. Can we put my mic on the other side of the...
There we go.
Oh. No, it's
Wait a
not
minute.
that.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's not going to be distracting at all.
Oh, no. Yeah.
That'll be more interesting than what the people are used to.
Yeah.
That usually it's just me and Matt just grasping at the non-existent straws of something interesting.
There's a small creature running around on the floor down here.
Yeah.
For those that cannot see.
She's pretty cute. She's in frame.
How is she?
She'll be in frame.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she'll show up.
And Cece back there.
You're graced with
She acts like she doesn't want to get picked
There you
up.
go.
he's like, don't put my face on camera.
I didn't sign a waiver.
I'm a pariah.
Yeah. There we are. That's our fourth mic for the day.
Yeah.
Cece's here. Absolutely.
She's here to judge, not to speak.
That's right. Yeah, she's judging silently.
That's
Right.
what we need. That's what we need.
Aw. I'm gonna just get
All right.
caught up petting her.
Let's start the show.
Let's start it.
All right, here we go.
Let's begin. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Kickstart with Matt. Matt.
And Time Warp Chris.
Time Warp Chris has returned from the Time Warp. It's all real. It's all happening in
Feels-
real time.
Feels like I never left, and I wish I didn't come back.
That's it. Oh, it's just like every day of the week.
I
Every day.
imagine the audience probably has now feels like they've become completely delusional
Yes.
from only listening to you and me for all this time. That they're probably wondering if Chris is actually here, if they're just imagining his voice.
They're just
from their
It's
best
a
memories
fever dream.
reconstruction.
It's a fever dream at
Yeah.
this point.
Yeah, I have to be honest. I haven't listened to a whole lot since I haven't been on because, like Pop Travasi alluded to, if I'm not here, what's the point?
Right.
That's right.
I'll have to.
You know-
You know what's funny? My dad is out camping this week, so
Oh,
he's
really?
not even around.
Oh, and he's
missing out on his
missing it.
favorite person.
Yeah.
his favorite part of the show. He's just
Actually, I think you lost the seat to Cece because he knows her even less.
All right.
Oh, see, this is it. The less, the better. That's how.
And
we
she
got
doesn't
it
say
all.
anything nearly as offensive as I do.
That's
Right.
This is true. This is true. Not that you can't be offensive. I'm sure she can be offensive if
Oh,
she
yeah.
wants to.
Yeah, she's a fucking terrorist.
Yes, I mean sometimes. Yeah.
She's on a watch list.
Yeah.
She can't fly, so no fly list.
Yep. Yeah.
TSA says, nope, get that thing out of here.
We
We know what she's about.
Yep. It's a. I'll tell you, it's a really interesting turn of events that has brought us to this. Speaking of interesting turn of events, did you hear that Merciful Fate? Did you hear about the bass player switch that's happening here?
Yeah,
For the
yeah,
show?
just for this live tour. I saw the post.
Who is this 18-year-old girl who's playing bass for Merciful
She
Fate?
looks young, doesn't she?
She looks young
I
as
did some
shit.
research on her actually. So I looked up. I was like, where is she from?
Yeah.
What bands is she in?
Right.
She's in several bands. Her main one is called Fury. And
Okay.
she's like a British musician or whatever. So
Okay.
I watched her play bass and I was like, actually, she can play pretty fast.
Yeah, I
Which was
saw
cool.
that.
So I was like, all right, she's gonna do a good
I
job. But
mean, technically anybody can play fast. That's
That's
if
right.
they hit the right notes.
That's
or
if they
not.
play
That's
well.
true, Chris. Chris has been listening to me too much. This is why
Just run it, just play that pickup down the strings real quick.
I can play it really fast. But
Yeah,
it's not good.
It's all good. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that turns out.
I mean, it's probably gonna be. It's not really a lot of the original members, anyways, right?
No,
Merciful
no,
Fate
it's just three of them, I guess, counting
Yeah.
King.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rest of them are replacements from over the years.
It's
but-
a lot like King Diamond, It's many regime changes. I know Timmy Hansen was playing with them up until he died,
Yeah,
which was really unfortunate. But
I mean, I think King
I would
Diamond
have loved to see that.
got to have some powers.
He's
But see him die.
yeah.
Yeah, he's got to be able to show you.
I wanted to see him take his last
King,
breath.
show me Timmy Hansen dying.
Show me in the crystal
I
ball.
know you can do it. I know you can do it. Do it now.
Just mime
Please.
it for me.
That's right.
Do your best rendition of it in acting.
However
format.
you want to show me, whatever
Write a
way is
song.
most convenient for you.
Perform it. I want to know what it was like to see him die.
That's it. That's it.
I just want to watch a man die. I like Phil Collins.
But do you not have the internet?
Why should Phil Collins be the only one?
I've seen plenty of death, Chris.
Yeah.
I can't verify if any of it's real though.
Oh,
Well, see, this is the problem with the internet. You never know, and you just
unless
have
you
to,
put the video up.
unless you. The only person who knows is Alex Jones. He's got that lie detector.
Have you seen the documents?
Here's the here's the problem I have is I haven't watched anyone die that I liked. Most of these people I didn't even know. when I
Well,
watched their
that's where it starts.
So I don't care that much.
Yeah.
I want to feel something.
That's what it is.
So
I'm
trying to
looking
elicit
somebody,
some
please,
human feeling.
Just bring it through. Bring it
Finally.
through me. Something. But yeah, it's not stopping. So let's see what else we have coming on here. MonsterCon's this weekend.
MonsterCon is
MonsterCon
arriving
is finally
fast.
upon us, and
The year, it's like our Christmas.
it's going to be just like our Christmas. It's going to be Brendan Fraser free, but it's still
much like our entire lives. We're not going to have
It's true.
any discussions with Brendan Fraser.
the degree of Brendan Fraser is going to be the same as usual. Yeah, but
I feel like I feel like we were totally kind of sandbagged by, like, Brendan Fraser
yeah,
was like not big enough for him to avoid a con like this.
Right.
So he's like, okay, I'll do it.
right.
And then he got such a hot streak that he's like, you know what? I got more important people to see.
Yeah.
Better friends to make.
Right.
So you guys can kick rocks.
Yeah, just
All right.
I gotta go brush shoulders with some more important people. I gotta go to the Egyptology Museum, make sure everything's still in place. I do have another job, you know.
I have a secret map in my head, and I have to make sure no one ever awakens this evil force.
I just
Again, I can't stand it.
that's
Not one more time, God damn it.
Harvey Weinstein will never see the light of day again.
Keep him locked up. Lock him up.
It belongs in a museum.
There are
I know
six
it's the wrong
people.
movie, but
There are 6 people watching the stream right now.
Wow.
What-
Chris is
What is happening?
that's probably her.
Chris-
Probably
Oh,
CC.
It's
Cece's
for
watching
CC,
too,
yeah.
Yeah, for those of you listening afterwards,
Bring Cece-
Cece's here today.
Bring Cece on, make her a regular member, give her a mic, give her opinions.
Yes.
If you want Patreon content, Cece can handle that too.
You know it.
We
Finally.
would get so much more attention
You-
for the fact
you
that there's
know
a
it.
cute dog.
You know we would. You know we
Yeah.
would.
Further notes for the listeners after the fact: CC is or Cecilia properly is a 5-pound Shih Tzu poodle.
No.
I had one of those earlier.
What
She
happened
just
to
gave me
her?
the side. She gave me a side eye look, like "fuck you" and your uncouth joke.
She gets it enough for me.
Oh, it's. I've got nothing. I've got nothing to talk about.
Chris, we're counting on you
Yeah,
this
Chris,
week.
bring
All
it-
right,
bring it-
bring
bring it
a
on
year's
home.
worth of topics
That's
to
right.
us right
Bring him
now.
on home. Bring him
Unload
on
Chris
home.
like a waterfall, like a fury, like the raging fury waters that have been held back by a beaver dam that finally burst from its structural integrity
Yes.
has been broken.
Thanks.
Because beavers aren't engineers.
Thanks, J. Edgar Hoover.
The year was 2021. I wrote my day of small though. No,
This is Chris's chronicles from his interdimensional war.
it's a time warp.
He had
Yeah.
a World War I in another dimension that started in 2021.
That's it. It was tough.
It was the
tough, too.
15th World War of that dimension, but they called it World War I because it was 2021.
Just
So they did
couldn't.
a
Yeah.
rebranding,
Yeah,
like they did
exactly.
with Battlefield. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Battlefield one.
Yeah. Anyway.
Go ahead.
So anyway, World War One.
So back to your World War story.
Back to the war.
I found this bizarre movie trilogy like yesterday. All right, and it's properly known, I believe, as the Three Mothers trilogy. But there's only one movie out of all 3 of them that has anything about a mother in the title.
Well, they were young at one point.
It spans 31 years that the 3 movies were made.
Oh wow.
So the
What's
first
the
one,
unifying? Okay, I guess we'll get to that.
yeah. So
Feature of
Skip
it.
to the end part.
Yeah,
What was that?
can you tell me the purpose behind the whole thing?
How does it
Cut
end?
out the whole suspense that you're building up.
yeah, so the first one came out in 1977. It's called Suspiria,
Uh-huh.
and I wasn't paying full attention to it.
Wait.
'cause I'll be honest, I was working.
No, talking about our
The Argento
Argento
movie?
film.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
you're talking about Dario
And then
Argento.
it was followed by Inferno
Yeah.
in 1980.
Yeah.
Which was then followed by Mother of Tears.
That one
In
I'm not
2008.
familiar with.
Oh.
Well, that's where we're falling short.
Yeah,
So it's
that's
a-
where I sent you the clip from earlier.
Oh, very good. Okay.
Uh,
All right.
Because we watched this
Well,
movie
Well, yes.
together.
Yes.
Baby doll getting tossed off a bridge.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
man.
yeah. So
Great.
Suspiria we're familiar with.
Okay, yeah.
So you watched all 3 of them?
Yeah. And there isn't a whole lot of through line other than the fact that there's a evil mother.
The
Each one.
evil mama. Yeah, that's the one that goes through the whole thing. They did a remake. Oh yeah, Juan's actually talking about it.
Oh, yeah.
Because the remake was meh. I still have yet to watch the remake. They just did that, I think, maybe wasn't it like 4 or 5 years ago, something
It
like
wasn't
that?
that long ago. I
Yeah.
almost recall that like it was either in production or it had come out recently when we all watched it together.
Yeah, it was very near when we had watched it, which has been a long time.
Right. It's been like 5 years or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, they're all going to laugh at you. That's right, Juan. They're all going to laugh at you. Yeah.
Let's throw that baby
That's
off that
it.
bridge.
But yeah, I found the most recent one first, and then I like was looking into it just because why not, and
Yeah.
found out that it was part of this trilogy
Mhm.
that like just didn't have any titles in common with.
Right,
So
well, you
that
know.
way you for sure had no idea.
That's like I mean so John Carpenter has what he calls like his Apocalypse trilogy, and it's The Thing,
Okay.
In the Mouth of Madness, and Prince of Darkness, I think, are the three. So
Okay.
these are these are all the reason he considers them sort of like sister movies or whatever.
Right.
It's because they all kind of deal with the same idea that like there's some massive force that's going to end the world,
Mhm.
and there's nothing anyone can do about it by the end. So that's like exploring the ideas of that theme.
Interesting.
They all are loosely tied together, but
I
they're
would
not.
loosely
They're not
call that a trilogy.
right.
Yeah,
Right.
right, yeah.
It's more like I guess it's more just that those are the movies that feel the most related as far as the topics go.
Yeah.
Because I mean, otherwise it's like Big Trouble or it's like Escape from New York or.
Well, but like the with the I think they call it the Langdon trilogy, which is
Mhm.
the one with Tom Hanks in it, Angels and Demons and
Yeah,
Inferno and Da Vinci Code. Those three. That's
Well, that's all Dan Brown books.
right. I understand that. Well, in the Mouth of Madness, that's a H.P. Lovecraft story.
Yeah.
So it's like that's some they draw that from different things, but I think like the idea of like having a series of films that don't necessarily have the same title with some
Mhm.
numerical representation. Not very often you run across it, but it's
Yeah,
out there.
I just thought it was weird they waited 30 years to.
So
Sometimes you just gotta wait for that sweet spot to come around, and you miss it a couple times, and sometimes you're sleeping. Other times you just put too much water in the mac and cheese, and you're trying to figure out a way that how can I get some of the moisture out of this so that the powder looks right. You can't always go back in time, but I tell you what you should be able to do. If back in the VHS days, it would have been great to open a store like a VHS store that they tell you don't rewind the tape. Like you want to start it somewhere near the end, maybe not the end credits, but towards the end, and that way you can you can just know what the movie's how the ending's going to be, so you can get rid of the anxiety up top. Then you can go back, rewind it, enjoy the ride, because sometimes the suspense is just so much that you just can't handle it anymore.
I think what you're describing is the Tarantino movie.
It's basically what I'm talking
I was
about,
just thinking
which I hate.
If
Yeah.
you try to do that, if you try to do that with Shawshank Redemption, you just see a guy walking on the beach, and you're like, I thought this was a prison movie.
It was a prison
You're
movie.
like,
Yeah.
Andy Dufresne.
He was my friend.
He was my best friend, and I found him on a boat on a beach.
That's right. I wonder if Morgan
So
Freeman's like a
long.
pirate or something in this one.
Wait,
Is
so
this
they're gay in Mexico?
Is this like a gay Mexican movie?
Is this the one
This is in the
where
wrong
he
section.
fucks Tim Robbins?
Is Shawshank like a gay thing? Is it something? Is it like a gay butt label or something like that? Is that what that means? Because if they're going to redeem it, I don't want to see what it was
I
like
heard
in the
they
first
changed-
place.
I heard they changed the name from Shaw Spank.
Shaw, yeah, well, they had for
And
the
it-
censors.
And
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
Raw Spank.
Yeah, Ross,
Chris, if that's not a porn already, I think you already worked on the local
TNT.
porn director. So he's gonna just go ahead and direct that one.
We've
I'm
got
gonna
it.
have to shave everything except my mustache.
That's-
and then I'll
yeah,
be ready
that's
to
all-
film.
that's
you're,
all you
you're
need.
like a newer age one. That's the old school porn director.
That's right.
You're the newer age one.
I feel
the
like
hipster
it
one.
still it should be like a goatee or something, like not a full
Yeah.
beard.
No,
Yeah.
no, you don't want the full. Yeah, you have to be able to see parts of the face so that they, because the lighting wasn't as good. So sometimes you fade into the background and there's just these eyes there, and that's very unsettling. Especially if it's just eyes like glowing in the darkness and just the dick coming out of the shadows. It's real unsettling when that happens. Yeah.
It's just like fucking Pennywise in the background. So it's just in the darkness.
Oh, there's another
Boy.
parody you can do, Tit.
Yeah. Tit. I loved it. Part 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Part left and right. It's
Cold
great.
One and Two.
Come to think of it, I'm irritated that there wasn't any shanking done in the Shawshank Redemption.
There wasn't. That's
What the
true.
Fuck,
Yeah.
Stephen King.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, there were threats of it.
Yeah. Juan
There was
says Chris.
of it. That's true.
Juan says Chris already has the perfect porn name. He doesn't even need to change it. It really is. It's good.
Well, if I change my first name to Richard, then I
Richard,
could be
yeah.
Dick Peters.
Dick Peters.
Dick Peters.
Yeah, that would be appropriate too, just in case you want to change
You
it.
should
for-
just be Dick Peterschlong.
There you go.
Change my middle name to Long.
Yeah.
Dick Long Peters.
Dick Long Peterschlong. That's what I want him to be. That's what I want.
Is Peter Schlong hyphenated? I like it hyphenated.
It implies that your mom's maiden name was your dad's was Schlong.
I took my wife's name.
They had no. They
Took
had.
my wife's name.
They had no choice. No
I'm
choice.
a progressive monster.
You've got to be. Yeah, you have to be willing to absorb.
I'm not trying to get canceled from the porn industry.
Exactly right. Gosh,
What level of shame is that?
that's exactly right. Yeah, if you get blacklisted there, you're in real trouble. And
Chris
the kicker is they have to put his name, like they can't like stack the names left to right. His name gets its own line every time because it's so long. It's just they can barely. In fact, they got to wrap it around the box cover sometimes.
It's part of the way that you can cut costs on having to pay actors to get the initial, like the title screen. Because
Exactly.
you take up 3
Well, this-
pages.
That's
Just
all you
make
got to do.
DLPS Productions.
DLPS,
Perfect. Most people have like the name fade in and out. His is a ticker tape, just so that they can get the whole thing.
Runs for the first 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it would have to be abbreviated at some point.
It's fine. It won't distract anybody. No one's reading it anyway.
That's true. Yeah,
Oh,
as
okay.
long as you keep it out of the main part of the screen,
I just want that
that's-
hardcore penetration.
that's it.
Well,
And
there's somebody that's criticizing that kind of thing because somebody criticizes everything.
it's true.
You know?
It's well, I mean, with the
I
internet,
mean,
yeah,
there
of
are
course.
people that complain about a porn video like in the comments of that video.
Well, of course, yeah. That's
Yeah, what the hell?
My
This-
voice needs to be heard.
this. I saw that twist coming a mile away.
So in the sea of what
Hate
what
the
could be,
I didn't see it was going there at all.
why is it so predictable?
I saw it coming.
That's it. I know this is a parody and everything, but I already saw this movie. I don't
Not
know.
as good as the
It
original.
wasn't. The book was better. I really like to know what's going on inside their minds.
Yeah.
Who cares what they're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
When's the sequel coming out?
that's right. What's the sequel going to look like? What's the budget on that? I hope there's more CGI in this one.
They're in luck because that's the porn industry probably has the hands down the most sequels to any.
Oh my God!
any
Yeah,
other-
they beat out
any
the
other
Matrix and
Yeah.
even Halloween.
yeah.
Yeah, Hellraiser.
Hellraiser, yeah, Hellraiser's only 8. I think Halloween's got them beat at this point. I think they're 9 now.
It's going to take a while to catch up to Butthole Flares 48.
Oh,
Right.
you know it. Yeah, still burning. Yeah, that's man.
Still prolapse.
That's when they really turned an artistic corner. You know, when they acknowledged the fact that flare was still going, still burning strong. And you can turn off all the lights. We still know exactly what's going on.
Butthole Flares 48.
Yeah.
Light at the end of the tunnel.
Yep. Here it comes. Yep.
Brown eyes revenge.
That was the second one. Yeah. That was Mark 2. Yeah, it was a classic. It was a classic. That swept the board, I think, for awards that year. How could it not? How could it not? It was a follow the leader situation.
Groundbreaking.
It broke a lot of ground for sure.
It broke something.
Yeah, well, sometimes you can put it back together. Other times you can't. You just have to do
You
it.
know, you got to crack eggs to make an omelet.
That's right. Every
Right.
cook will tell you that.
We're all circling around Humpty Dumpty metaphors right now.
I was too. I was like, all right, where are we going here? But yeah, so we'll let's see what else we have going on here. I'm trying to think. We
I'm
started.
not trying to keep us on
Just
any
please,
semblance
just
of a
give me
track.
something.
There is no track. I mean, there's.
Well, I did have one other thing I want to say about the Three Mothers, not to backtrack too
No,
much.
please,
Yeah.
please
But,
tell us more about your
one of
three
my-
mothers.
Well, Brenda, she was real mean today. I called her a butt fart. She slapped the shit out of me.
Well, Chris, sometimes you just gotta
Yeah.
fire whatever's in the chamber.
She told me where to put my potty language.
I'm sure she did. Sure she did.
That was on the set of Bad Porn Mamas 73.
Oh yeah.
Chris is at the same time that he's a porn director, he's also starring in a sitcom called My Three Moms.
He gets his dialogue mixed up.
There's a lot of
Pages get stacked together in his briefcase.
there's more crossover than you think.
Yeah.
Why do you exactly.
Yeah,
Why do you think there's
inspiration.
so much like step porn or whatever that is?
See,
now?
that would be
Oh, 'cause Chris has been mixing scripts
it's
up.
all
He's subconsciously influencing the public consciousness.
Wait, why am I fucking my mom? This is basic case.
And then another mom comes in. Oh, I'm your mom, and she's your mom. And then another mom comes in after that. They're like, "There's no way another mom's coming in. I guarantee it.
Not a
Nope.
chance.
Third
A
mom.
Third mom.
Didn't even
Surprise.
This is the third.
Just when you thought you had enough moms. Just when you thought it was safe for your two moms to be in the kitchen, here comes a third mom. And you know what they say? There's nothing worse than having three moms in the kitchen.
Can you imagine Mother's Day?
That's oh my God.
3
Break the
times.
bank.
Yeah, every single time, unless you get them a collective gift. It's
So many
all
flowers.
about you gotta
See, then you get back into
condense it.
porn territory because then the collective gift is your penis.
Oh, I see.
Right.
See, this is you should have the day job. The day job should be the sitcom, and then you take the papers home at night for your night job. You just turn them into a porn. You just get it shot. Well, maybe not shot for shot because you get sued, but maybe shoot the whole thing in reverse. You start
Like
out.
Memento.
You start out with the lesson. Exactly.
Commento.
Commento. We got it.
Memento.
There you go. Tell us about your three mothers, Chris.
That's another parody for you.
Yeah.
Commento.
I don't remember what I was going to say, but it's coming to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god, no! My favorite thing about all three of those movies is that there's like so many accidental deaths that it's hilarious. Like,
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was Suspiria or Inferno, but I remember there's some lady getting chased by a murderer or whatever.
Right.
And she ends up in this room that's got like a cardboard box and then like 3 big trunks, and then there's like a window up the top of the wall.
Yes.
So she starts stacking them up to get out.
Right.
Puts the cardboard box down first.
That's it.
Stacks 2 boxes on top of that, and then puts the other trunk up so she can stand on that to climb up.
Right.
And she like stands on the thing, and the cardboard box goes.
She's a dancer, not an engineer, Chris. What do you
She's, like,
expect?
something like wobbling, making all these like uncomfortable noises, and then she like shifts her weight a little bit, and the rest finally falls flat. And then she climbs to the window,
Right.
and then just without looking, just leaps across this door. It's like a 5-foot leap, like she should have made it.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, she just falls into barbed wire that's covering the entire floor.
You've got it.
Was a saw?
But like she clearly like it's barbed wire. You're gonna see it on the floor.
It's
You
how
know,
we keep the help from
she's
stealing.
like, I'm just looking straight ahead. I see there's a
We
door.
wrap
I'm going
everything in
for it.
barbed wire. That way we can always throw
Yeah.
I need you to dust the barbed wire.
them.
And don't cut yourself this time. I'm not paying extra medical.
No. Yeah.
I'm not settling.
And then my favorite one in I think that was Suspiria. My favorite one in Inferno was this old guy who got attacked by a bunch of cats. And somehow he survived the cat attack, put them all in a bag,
Right.
and then walked up to a river. Keep in mind, this man's walking on crutches because his legs don't work.
Of
right.
course. That's why I have all the cats.
Hence the cat seeing him as an easy target. They're like, this will be an easy meal. Come on, guys, get him.
He got all the cats initially to put leashes around the neck so they could drag him everywhere.
It's
They weren't
some
strong
kind
enough,
of,
though.
Some kind of Siberian sled dog team.
So he goes to this river, and he throws the bag in as much as he can. He's just kind of like poking at it gently with the crutches. And
Right.
he starts seeing all these rats come around.
Right.
And the guy's like standing there laughing maniacally at the bag of cats drowning.
Okay.
And then he goes to turn and then just falls over. Like, not even for anything. He just falls over. He's like, oh, my crutches. And like the rats kind of like slowly make their way to him. And then he just like moves his arm and there's just a cardboard box full of rats.
What is it with these cardboard? I'm starting to see the
The
theme here,
cardboard
actually.
budget was
This
huge.
is like John Carpenter's Apocalypse trilogy. This is the 3 moms But the real theme here is cardboard boxes.
Because Argento didn't know that cardboard box wasn't the word for mother in English.
Right.
There was a loss of translation.
His family came to prominence on cheese, so
Cats
Sargento, right?
Yes, that's exactly right.
Darius Sargento.
Oh, they were the best. Couldn't beat it.
Yeah, Peachy's SD.
That's right.
Yeah, I finally got back to the soundboard. Oh, I knew I was going to make it happen.
Bound to happen eventually.
Yeah, he just breaks through the cardboard box of rats, and then he gets eaten by rats.
What an ironic
Once again,
twist
he's
there.
a cripple, not an engineer. Okay.
He did beat those cats, though.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
he can feel at least a little.
I guess that's some instant karma.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It would have been better if all the rats came out and like he's tried to run away from them, fell back into the river, and then the cats came out. And
Hold on. I just remembered he doesn't die from the rats. He's calling out for help, and then there's just a guy in a food truck just chopping a cutting board with nothing on it.
Yeah, he's practicing.
And then
He's practicing.
He walks out of the food truck and with this knife, and then just chops the guy in the neck.
Like he's a goddamn. Was this Chuck E. Cheese?
He's a robot.
And then you never see that guy again.
Like, rather than what is the thought process there? Is it that look, there's an opportunity for me to cut something, or is it like I can't
Finally,
save
I
this guy
from my cutting board?
There's too many rats here. We can't save him. Let me just do him a kindness and slit his throat.
These rats
now.
are so hungry. I'm going to chop it up into smaller bits.
That's
for
it.
He's actually the rat's personal chef. That's why he's just standing there maniacally chopping air.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
I saw somewhere on Instagram today. They were doing. I think it was at the drive-in of Mahoney. They were doing the thing. I think tonight.
Oh, was that tonight?
Yeah, and somebody made like an RC car with the head and the little spider
Oh,
legs,
nice.
and they were driving around. And then somebody was dressed up as Kurt Russell, but this person looked more like the homeless guy from Back to the Future.
Oh,
With
yeah.
the crazy drug drivers.
That guy's
guy.
actually in a John Carpenter movie. He's in They Live.
See, it's all connecting together.
I think that guy might even play the same fucking guy, honestly, because he's like this hobo.
There was something because I remember.
Burt Russell.
Burt
Chris has
Russell.
got it.
Yeah.
He's got it.
Oh
I
man,
know
he was
names.
great.
We
Yeah.
don't need one.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
I'm just kidding, Juan.
I remember when I realized that they were holding a little too long on the homeless guy in the Back to the Future movies. And I was like, this guy has to have some significance. Just like when they go in part 2, when they go to the future, and there's that guy saying that he wished he knew about the World Series, that he put all his money on the Cubbies.
Mhm.
That guy, I was like, why does that guy have a bunch of prosthesis on his face?
Yeah.
He was some guy from the production or something like that. I forget what it was,
Hmm.
but he had some significance. But every once in a while, you can tell just from the way that they shot it, like they're holding on somebody who has nothing to do with the actual movie. You know, like they're doing a cameo here for some reason.
Director owed him some money. He was trying to get more work.
Yeah, that's basically what it was.
But it was the porn set next door. They wanted it over, and they're like, "Shit, they got to put it in the movie now."
Just stick him in. Just stick him in. That's what he's
All right,
used
you're
to.
gonna be big dick homeless guy.
That's right. Well, we're only going to shoot you from the waist up, so you really got to work it. All right. You got to
He
let
said
us
he's trying
know.
to get out of the old game, right?
That's
I
right.
want you to really sell the
You got to
audience
really sell it.
that you just witnessed something crazy, like a
Yeah.
car coming out of it into existence,
Man.
out of no existence.
That's you've just believe it. Just believe it as
Sell
hard
me.
as you can. That's
I'll
right.
just do that face like I do every time I open my pants.
That's right.
First thing in the morning. Oh my god!
Fuck! It's so much disease.
Still there. It's still there.
It's still there despite my efforts, all my best efforts.
Hanging on by a thread.
Juan is saying that Eric Roberts has the most credits of a legit actor outside Eric Roberts. Yeah, he said he has over 500 credits in movies.
Whoa! Is he
I
being?
believe it.
Are they like?
I mean, half of those are like straight to DVD at least.
Yeah.
well,
but, I mean, yeah.
it's true.
And I just feel like somehow he's getting slid into movies like without our knowledge.
Like a giant penis.
Yeah. Oh.
Eric Roberts.
That's what he's about. He's making
That's
a
it.
living just walking through the backgrounds of films.
You
ever get that vague, that deja vu feeling when you're watching a movie? Like, haven't I seen this before? That's because Eric Roberts is somewhere on screen.
He's
I wonder if Eric Roberts was the inspiration for Nicolas Cage's latter part of his career.
I'd say,
How
yeah.
He's like just doing everything.
Just
Yeah,
he,
I'll just
anything
pick
they put
anything.
in front of him.
he just put his auto reply for his email as yes.
His agent is so
Yes,
busy.
I'll do
He's
it.
like, fuck, another one, son of a bitch.
She's got like 8
Damn it.
agents. He's
Whatever,
just-
pay him $1. He's got 45 more to do this afternoon. We don't care.
Like,
He
is
just
there
likes
any
to be
way
busy.
we can line up studios A, B, C, and D in a row? That way you can just walk straight through all the sets.
He put him on a skateboard. He just slips right through him. That's the honest day's work.
Oh, that's right. That worked for
Skate
Tony
through-
Hawk. Yeah.
skate through the wardrobe.
Yeah.
New outfit every
Yeah,
time.
like TikTok
He's got like a
videos, but
bunch
for
of
real.
Makeup on his face. Just
That's
fucking
great.
slip into a robe, slip out of a robe. He's great. He's the best actor of our generation.
He's a tour de force. I loved him in Righteous Gemstones. I thought he was.
Is he in that?
Yeah,
Eric Roberts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Eric
yeah.
Roberts. Yes.
I wasn't sure if you were talking about. I thought at first you were talking about Nicolas
No,
Cage.
Nicolas
I
Cage.
do
He's
not
in.
remember
He's
his
in.
name.
Yeah, he's one of the trees. Yeah,
I assume
yeah.
he's in everything
Skating through.
too.
Yeah, he's skating. It's
That's
the
that
only
one
tree on a
tree.
skateboard. Yeah.
Well, the difference between Nicolas Cage and Eric Roberts mainly is that Nicolas Cage will let you know for sure he's there.
But
Eric Roberts is sneaking through like a professional thief.
right. Yeah.
He is
Yeah.
he is the
And
most
laughing maniacally the whole time.
just to himself, just
Yep.
very quietly,
Yeah.
just out of the range of the mics.
This is what they need to do. They just need to put Nicolas Cage in one of those like green screen bodysuits where you can only see his face, and then they could just CGI his wardrobe on.
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
Perfect. Just send him
All the
through.
way with the hood up too, so they can do the hairline.
Hey,
however
that's
he
all.
wants
Yeah,
it.
all you can see is the face.
God knows, I don't know how
It's
the
like
hell
the Oompa
They probably-
Loompas.
his
Yeah.
hair was
like,
going back
like just
here.
the eyes and the nose. That way they can do the facial hair.
Yeah,
and
it
stuff.
changes.
They can
from time to
They
time.
can do different
You can
age.
overlay the hair though. That's not.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
All you
yeah.
need, all you really need.
He's got little ping pong balls on his face so they can nap it out.
I think all you really need is basically a deed or a pink slip that represents him.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. Right. Basically, that's it.
that's what our identity is going to get whittled down to. A deed or a deed is not a deed.
It's not a deed
unless
you have a pink slip.
have a pink slip to trade in
That's
this
it.
race.
You've got to.
Because otherwise, you'll never be part of this family.
You don't have a chance. You don't have a chance in James Earl
snowball's
Jones' family.
chance
Yeah.
in hell.
Now you got to have a deed or a pink slip. They're the only two things that can help.
That
you.
Jackie Chan will accept.
Jackie Chan
in a
only
soul
accept.
trade.
That's right. That's the only things he gets.
In a
I can't wait.
in a South Alabama crossroads devil trade, Jackie Chan only accepts.
You know it.
Unmarked 20s.
The unmarked 20s is what he's looking
Consecutive.
for. And he's got one of those little markers too to make sure it's not counterfeit because he's not doing any
You
counterfeit
don't, you don't
deals.
play that shit.
No,
does
no,
not play
he
that
doesn't
shit.
wait till he gets to the bank for the deposit to find out.
But it basically can whittle down Nicolas Cage into, being just a piece of paper. Because you can request.
Not close enough.
There's no dimension to him. That's why we put him at the end of the table.
Why is it all dimensions?
Yeah.
If I turn sideways, you won't be able to
He
see me.
disappears. He's been
He's
here the
in-
whole
he's in
time,
every
just
week.
sideways. Yeah. He's all
Just the
two
chair.
dimensional.
The chair was stuck for a year.
Yeah, it swivels. Yeah.
Finally,
We greased it up.
we just bothered to
That's all we got to do.
fix it.
That's all we got to do. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Well, I'll tell you all we got to do is some weird news.
That is all.
Yeah, weird.
That's what That's what everyone's here for.
Shit, I guess so. All right, we got our normal. Well, no, we got 4 right now. One of which is Chris. Juan and Allison are here, and I think Deirdre's still here. Maybe we'll see. But anyhow,
Chris is checking the stream too.
Yeah.
so you can monitor the comments. He
Yeah.
wants to make sure if
He
anybody
wants to
says
see the
anything
accolades.
nice about him.
Yeah, get that.
Not a
warm,
chance.
fuzzy feeling
Not a
inside.
chance.
I just want any kind of positivity in my life.
All right, let's see here. Yep.
I have to say, I'm pretty disappointed so far.
Yep, it's not going well.
I was expecting at least a Jargarita
Yeah.
level.
Well, I was just about to say this,
Excitement.
this is more successful than that one.
I've been drinking margaritas the past couple nights, and I've been thinking about you, Chris. It's making me almost throw up my margaritas.
It's probably the Jack Daniels base that he
Well, that's true. So yeah, normally
Why
we
are
don't
you
have
brown?
those whiskey margaritas.
The Wargarita.
Yeah, Wargaritas. That's it.
That's a World War.
Are you having a stroke?
I am having one stroke. I'm having exactly
I'll have,
one stroke.
excuse me, waiter, I'll have one stroke, please. You're lucky I got done with my sitcom and my night job earlier.
I'll have the stroke and she'll have the aneurysm.
Basically,
Write
I
that
don't want
paper
us
here,
walking
write it.
out of here. So
Yeah.
all I'm
Just
I'm
the
trying to
bottom
get to.
line. Yeah, the bottom line is.
and that's the bottom.
All right, let's see here. Let's get this all ready to go here. Okay.
I read that paper on the desk. Writing it on the gala desk sounds uncomfortable.
Don't listen to Chris.
Oh, what now?
You're just writing a paper right now.
Oh, I was not even paying attention to Chris.
Chris is just making
Bad dad jokes.
figure of speeches. And that's what we get for letting Chris talk on the microphone. We get speeches. Okay.
That's funny that Deirdre's doing like other work now
Yeah.
that Chris is on the show.
Yeah.
Normally she's paying attention to whatever
Yep.
we're doing.
Nope, not today. Not
She's
today.
she's the opposite of Pop Gervasi.
That's right.
Right. She's
Anytime Chris is on,
Stop listening.
turn it off.
I'm treated better by Deirdre than my own dad.
There you go.
That's not a true statement. I don't know what
Deirdre,
is.
will you be my dad?
Deirdre, be my new dad, please. Don't worry, you can do nothing and still do a much better
I'll
job.
call you Dad.
Dadra, can you tell me about life? Teach me.
Tell me a story.
Can you teach me how to dunk?
Deirdre says I'll be your dad.
Can we play a catch?
Thanks, Deirdre.
Can we have a catch?
Yeah. We got to take a picture of you guys this weekend. We'll get it for a Father's Day card.
Happy Father's Day. Dadra.
Oh man, that's it. Okay, all right, here we go. Weird news time. All righty. So for our first story here, we're gonna jump right in, folks. We've got some new, some old. It fits our gathering here today.
It's much like Dario Argento's
That's
trilogy.
right. Some new,
It's
some
all
old.
the same thing.
Some accidental deaths, maybe?
Accidental deaths. I don't think there's any deaths. Well, there might have been a death. I'm not sure.
We'll
focus on
find
another
one.
part. We'll find one. There's got to be one somewhere. Well,
All the
whoever
people
or
in
we'll
the
make
stories.
whoever did this initially is probably dead.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that was in the movie.
yeah. So a Maine man, deaths in a lot of movies, Chris. Maine man, and that's Maine is in the state, by the way, not
okay.
not my main
Not my
man,
main
that
man.
sort of thing.
You
I'm not
think death
talking
is
about Tim Curry.
He's in the union.
Huh?
Actors Guild.
Death?
Screen Actors Guild.
Oh, you know
He's
it.
got to be. He's got to get royalties each time.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
How else is he going to pay for all of his skeleton children?
He gets a lot of dental surgery.
He's got a lot of dental because he doesn't have gums,
There's no gums.
or
No
lips,
lips.
no saliva.
Don't even mention the site repair.
Oh, yeah,
Ah,
and all of it.
snatching
That's
souls
really-
out of bodies.
That's where
with
they
that
get
thing.
you.
You have no idea how many skeleton bastard children he has either. All over Hollywood.
Just because I'm deaf doesn't mean I don't like to make a little life here and there.
Said he's nothing but bone. So the Maine man, a Maine man made the estate sale discovery of a lifetime when he paid $75 for a framed page of Latin script and music notations that turned out to be a legitimate 13th century manuscript that's worth somewhere around $10,000.
That's actually less than what I was expecting to hear.
Well, but for
For
single
For an old piece of paper.
for a
that's pretty
single
good.
page, yeah, 10 grand for a page is not too
But
bad.
with the age of it, I mean, shit. And the level of preservation, if it's been. Well, I actually don't know what the level of preservation is yet.
Yeah, where that's we're not sure. Well, Will Sideri said that he was at an estate sale in Waterville when he spotted the frame page, and it reminded him of something he had seen during a course he took on medieval manuscripts. Sadiri,
Oh, wow. So he had the eye of
he's got the eye.
a pro.
He's got the eye of the witch.
And also, okay, so that means he did pretty much know what he was looking at,
I
and
get
he
it.
lowballed the shit out
Oh,
of these
he
people.
knew he was going to be
You
able
know-
to do it. He's like one of those
America.
yard sale sharks.
Well,
He's
you
just
know,
going around.
He's Gary
He
Vaynerchuk
knows.
or whatever.
Yeah, he
It's
knows
like,
exactly what
You
he's
gotta
doing.
go to the yard sales, and
Right.
then you gotta go get whatever these mugs are and
Right.
resell them.
Right.
Resell them on eBay.
These are collector's items.
I'm thinking, excuse me.
Chris,
I
you
love
don't
it.
have to excuse yourself every time you talk.
We already our excuse.
Yeah,
sorry,
it's just
we're
a-
Gary.
it's just a habit.
That's it. Yeah.
No, my thinking is that whoever he bought this from, like, it made it over in the trunk of a former, maybe German soldier or something.
Perhaps,
like that.
yeah,
Oh, like this is some kind of stolen
It
treasure.
might be
kind
some
of shit
contraband.
from
Yeah.
Europe.
Yeah.
So the previous owner was a Nazi. is what
Because
you're trying to
we
imply
don't
here,
have a
Chris.
lot of 13th century documents over here.
That's
They didn't
true.
come from here.
Maybe it was Indiana Jones though. Maybe, it
Maybe,
was
maybe.
like a historian trying to.
But you know who he fought? Nazis.
Nazis. That's true. So Nazis were still involved, is what you're trying to
Yeah,
say here.
yeah.
Matt's trying to actually read it. And can you tell us, Matt,
Yeah,
if
can
this,
you read that out loud?
is this picture was this included in the article?
This is included in the article.
Oh,
Yes.
So do you think this is the page that they're showing in the picture is the page?
It is,
question?
yes, it
Okay.
is. Yeah, because I've referenced it on a couple of different articles talking about it.
What's it say?
So it says Pec Oma lay all I can't read the words.
Amen.
No,
Do
it's,
minus.
I think it's a AIL. That's not a Latin word.
AOL Instant Messenger.
Oh, that's what it is. It's a screen name.
yeah.
It's a name name. Yeah, that's it. That's I see all.
It's like when your cat just walks across the
Yeah,
table.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
it's
That's
obviously written in wingdings.
It
Yeah.
is. That's completely wingdings, and it's illuminated too. They changed the color of the text.
Yeah.
No, it's
It says, "Will you go out with me?" Yes
Circle
or
yes.
no.
circle yes or no in gold leaf. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
We got an escapee. Chris is gonna go to
Oh,
the
no,
rescue.
she's right
No,
there.
she's over here.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
thing
I
fell.
think she got a
Oh.
little spook by
Oh,
our
by-
makeshift dog.
Yeah.
It's the screen allows for
There you
maximum visibility, but
Right.
minimum protection, I guess. is how
Right.
that goes. But anyhow,
And that's why you don't fuck with the door.
that's there you go. It's part of it is a prayer. Dominus I think it's an E. Et Anyhow, yeah, exactly. Yes, that's why we needed Chris.
Chris
back
has
to
his-
tell me
has
when
his
I'm
own
going
soundboard.
so, yeah. So Sadiri, who bought the page for $75, showed it to his professor Megan Cook. Cook sent the photo to a friend and fellow academic, and they both agreed it appeared to be a piece of a missal, a manuscript written in France in the late 13th century. So it is. So it's basically from a prayer book. Part of a prayer book used by priests in the liturgy. It had all of its 309 pages intact when it was sold by the newspaper. But in the ensuing years, the pages were separated and sold individually. So that's how it ended up by itself.
You got to collect them all. It's like Pokemon.
He said that he has located 114 of the original pages,
Whoa.
including one in Colby College's collection where he went to school. So apparently he's trying to get everything put back together. This is like, what the hell is that? The Ninth Gate.
Is he like Indiana Jones right now?
He's Indiana Jones in it. Yeah, that's
The guy who found this and bought this is hunting for them.
He's got it. He's ready to roll.
So we weren't
that far off. We
Oh.
weren't that far off. So it's good to be.
And they
nearby.
all were Nazis.
And
weren't
just oh yeah, you know it. All those French Nazis.
French Nazis.
They were
Frazzis.
rampant. Yeah, Frazzis.
They-
They were the worst. They were the worst. So I'll tell you what else was worse.
Smoking cigarette all day on top
Oh,
of the
you know
map.
it.
All
Eating
this-
thin bread.
they? Writing poetry.
Just
Just
being generally rude.
oh my God, just let it go.
And get over yourself.
Get over yourself with your
Yeah.
baguettes.
Fucking Nazi.
Get a regular bag. So speaking of regular bags, this is something that we've been waiting for a long time, folks. This is the House of the Future. Okay,
Oh,
feast your eyes on the House of the Future right here.
it's
But it's here today.
It's here today, gone tomorrow, because a C-Pod
It got knocked over.
prototype. Well, that's actually what happened. Yes, the first of the futuristic line of homes built over water. Because we all know that the polar ice caps are melting and everything's going to be underwater soon anyway.
Well,
They're getting ahead of the curve.
As we all know, the best flotation devices are just real narrow at the bottom.
Very
and then
narrow.
Big at the top.
Here's the problem:
Listen.
the real estate market is shrinking so much as far as available land and property.
That's
People
even
are
got a
starting
basement.
to build over top
You
of.
need small
water
footprints.
now.
You need small
Right.
footprints, and this whoever designed this, who was an engineer probably, he spent so much time staring at a martini with an olive with a toothpick through it. He was
Right.
like, "I got it. This is
That's
This
basically
is
it.
it.
It looks like it's like a bobber on a fishing line.
yes."
It's not solidified into the ground
no,
at all.
no.
It's
It
just
kind of looks like one of
buoyantly.
those giant margarita bowls.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Where it's like way too wide and it
Yes.
still doesn't have enough in it.
Let's-
somehow.
yeah,
Also-
somehow.
So everything is it's surrounded by windows all around. There is no fucking way that if anyone is about 10 feet off the ground, they're gonna look right at your naked ass.
straight,
See, that's-
straight away.
That's the nice thing about being on water, though, is that most people are just on the water.
That's
unless,
it.
Unless Bezos' super yacht comes flying
he's
by,
waiting.
and he's
There's-
gonna trash your home.
There's
and it's
already
great.
Bezos
And
has
he's
already,
got a
he's
drone.
already got a drone in the back.
He's got a
He's already looking. He's
He
like,
just-
anybody in there naked yet?
He's like, you better. I demand to see everyone
That's
naked.
the whole reason why I invented these drones. They're naked drones. They just hone on all the possibilities. But anyhow, so this was shown to the press in Panama on Thursday. Developers hope to market these homes that are only accessible by boat off of the Panama Caribbean coast. But the prototype partially collapsed after its first showing to the press.
Again, think wine glass.
That's-
It's on a stem.
That's it. That's it. You've got it. You have to have something to stabilize.
That's got to be just a shitty elevator that just goes up to the top, right?
That or
Like,
just a spiral staircase,
that's a
maybe.
tight
There's
ass
no way you're putting
staircase.
furniture
Yeah.
into that
Yeah.
fucking thing.
Yeah, how are you
that's,
gonna
that's,
get-
that's why there's windows the whole way around the
That's
top.
right.
So
You
you
can
it's-
open them
can
bases up.
throw shit in
Yeah,
there.
you got- Here it comes. It's easy
That's
to
actually-
unload the boat.
That's probably how it fell over. They were trying to hoist a mattress up
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
and
it caught. Yeah, they just knocked it over like a domino. Yeah. Well, the unveiling of the futuristic luxury model home tanked Thursday when the Seapod Eco prototype perched above the water on a column, slumped into an adjacent dock. Just like, shit. Developer Ocean
Everybody
Builders,
died.
that's right. Ocean's Builders said in a statement that the sleek white home began to destabilize at the end of the launch event. It said no one was injured, but the cause was still being investigated. I'd imagine it was because you've got.
shoddy workmanship.
Yeah, that's right, exactly right.
It's not the big finish they were hoping for.
Yeah, unfortunately, that wasn't where they wanted things to go.
I don't know what's going on in this doorway here, but it looks a little. It looks like Chris is directing it. That's
It
all-
does.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, that's exactly right. A lot of people in hats.
Gang bang in the future house.
That's right, exactly. Yeah, we got to make
Dress
sure
Gang Bang 9.
we have to synchronize our thrusts because otherwise this whole thing's gonna fucking go. It's
all-
gonna topple over.
Yep, it's like a rowing team.
It's-
Everyone's gonna stay together.
There's a guy in the middle and in and out.
Stroke. This guy's having a stroke. Ah, stroke.
Somebody throw him out the window. He's gonna tip the thing.
If
gotta
he's only
lose some
pulling
weight.
one side, it's all gonna fall apart. That's what happens.
Somebody has to jump on the left. We got to keep it balanced. Yeah, it's the only way it'll work.
Oh, we are.
Yeah, that's it. They're all singing the whole. Yep, it's got to be. Well, the home that is reminiscent of a spaceship sits well above the water and features expansive. I'm sure it's expensive too, but expansive views from a row of windows. The developers had planned to begin offering the homes for sale next year, touting them as friendly to the environment and the economy. But due to its recent destabilization, they're uncertain of the future release dates.
Why?
Yeah, I know, right? So go figure.
I just put this together. This is on topic but off topic. Roe v. Wade.
Yes.
Roe versus the Wade of the
Oh,
ocean.
yeah, that's
what
it.
the fuck? Sorry,
Right.
that's just too. It's just too.
I've seen the document.
You're cracking it. You're cracking it wide open.
Alex Jones has been quiet lately, and I think his. I haven't been wearing a foil hat, so his mind has been transporting into my brain. This is what I hear on a daily basis.
As you're rolling down the street.
Oh my god! So he's a monster, but god
He
damn,
is.
is it funny to
Oh,
make fun of him?
It's
You're
perfect.
just- it's like a scene for a movie. Like you're just doing like work on your laptop. It just cuts to your
Oh,
thoughts.
there's one.
Oh, there's the bee. I told you they're making their way in your house.
I'm ready for it. Oh, but very few of them.
If
We're
you were
gonna
with us
get it.
last week,
That's
there
right.
was, we were being
This is the sequel.
terrorized by a bee. Oh my god!
We got him.
Got his ass.
Got him.
Got him. all of his friends are going to come down. And
Looks like he
descend
got
upon you.
a B minus.
Yes! Hold on, I gotta get back to the soundboard.
Quick, the soundboard.
Looks like he got a B minus.
There we are.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I don't know who thought that was a good idea.
I'm not sure either,
Oh
Chris.
my God. Hold on, I got some. Go ahead.
So yeah, I'm not sure who
That's what
thought
I
this
thought,
was a
too.
good idea.
Yeah.
But this happened a little while ago, folks. Somebody dumped red paint all over the Bewitched statue in Salem. Yeah.
I touched this statue
Before or after it was red?
before.
Okay, all right.
No, I wasn't me.
So your fingerprints are sealed under this
Oh,
paint. Is what
no!
you're saying.
No,
Yeah.
no, I don't know. I forget if me and Zach definitely took pictures with this thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is right on the other side where she's facing is like the bar that we were posted up at. For the
Oh,
night.
very good.
Yeah. It's so small, but yeah, I remember seeing the statue. It was like a gift. I'm sure it'll talk about it in an article.
Yeah.
That's fucking stupid.
Well, this happened. This happened.
This looks like it's got to be like spray paint or something. Because like if you look down at her hand on the broom,
It's drippy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's like it's not.
it's not all the way.
Yeah, right,
It's
right.
not like it got dumped on. Yeah.
Well, but maybe it was just a small amount of paint, but
I
it
think-
is
I think,
covering it
uh,
pretty well. Well, we'll see. We'll see if they
I
talk
think
about
it's a
that.
Banksy.
They did this a little
It's a
while.
Banksy. I know Banksy when I see one.
I know it. I know it. Yeah.
He's
I
in
did
his red
direct
period.
Banksy Bangers 19.
But just the one. I just wanted to do a special guest.
It's Bangsy.
Yeah,
He
Banksy.
plays-
Excuse me.
Yeah, Bangsy. That was Bangsy too.
That was
Yeah.
low hanging fruit that I
Yeah,
totally
That's,
missed.
oh, you had to.
Bangsy 7, a work of art.
That's what Chris is here for. Yeah,
Banksy 7, stepbrother no.
that's it. Well, a man will be sentenced to 18 months of probation after pleading guilty to vandalizing the Bewitched statue by dousing the tourist attraction with red paint over the summer.
They got him.
They got him. So the 32-year-old resident was originally sentenced to a year in jail, but the Salem District Court judge suspended the sentence on conditions that the man repay the cost of repairing the damage inflicted to the bronze statue. So the statue depicts actor Elizabeth Montgomery.
So you owed him $15 for paint thinner?
$15.30, Chris.
Oh, okay.
Inflation is a bitch. So
Back in my day.
back in my day is exactly right. But the lead character from the 1960s sitcom sitting on a broomstick in front of a crescent moon in June.
Not the Will Ferrell.
Not the Will Ferrell remake, unfortunately.
Mm.
Will Ferrell, everything he touches turns to gold, or bronze in this case, I guess. In June, a prosecutor said that the man was going through a rough time and wanted to do something to get arrested.
I couldn't throw paint on my wife, so
Yeah. I tried it, but they just kept telling
She
me to
kept
take a
dodging.
bath.
Nobody
Yeah.
cares about my
Yeah.
wife, not
Yeah.
even me. They wouldn't care if she's covered in paint.
She woke up every time I tried to cover her in paint. She could smell it, she said.
I had to reverse mortgage my house. I was paying for so much paint, she kept dodging it.
Back in PI told me it was a good idea. I
Bounce
believe
Bar
them.
kept raising their prices too. It was terrible. So he was originally held on bail. His attorney said that he's been living in a shelter for 2 weeks since his marriage ended, and he's been looking for a new job. Apparently refinishing statues, I guess. He was
Or
painting. Yeah, he might be trying to get his painting.
Hey, hire me as a painter.
That's it. There you go. I've got
A number one painter.
I got one picture in my portfolio.
I'll literally paint anything.
Yeah.
Homes, basements, mold. I'll paint over windows. I don't give a shit.
As long as it doesn't move, I'm too slow.
That's I'm real. It takes a little while for me to get my aim.
Moving targets,
Bitch.
not so much.
That goddamn bitch, Linda.
Yeah.
She left me homeless and jobless.
Couldn't sell the house for shit. It was covered in paint.
Yeah.
I painted everything else I could.
All that we could figure with it, it just didn't work out. Well, he was also charged with disorderly conduct and will be dismissed after 30 days. So the statue was erected in the city is famous for the 1692 witch trials in 2005, despite protesters who said it trivialized the tragedy of the trials.
So there's an aspect of that they do a really good job in the history tour explaining a lot of it.
Yeah.
And it's become it was met with a lot of resistance, but it's
Mhm.
become an endearing thing now for the town.
Right.
So I don't know. I thought it
They've
was
embraced
interesting.
it. Yeah, it's
It's
an
a-
opportunity.
it's a
tourism. Yeah, I was going to
tourism,
say.
It's a cool
It's-
piece of art, and there's a cool comic book shop just right across from it.
And a
too.
free library apparently. There
Yeah.
too, looks like.
Yep. Oh, like a mini library.
Yeah, one of those little guys. That's very nice.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard to get in the door of that one.
I'll tell you, sometimes, and the cards
And
are.
look, there's a beautiful paintings of mushrooms on that one.
You know.
Why couldn't he have painted something and made it look better? Like this guy.
He probably had it left over after he painted the mushrooms. He was like,
Actually, he did the mushrooms
I got
and no
them.
one's talking
I can't
about
take
that.
these back on the plane.
It
So
seems like one of those kids that couldn't color in the lines, you know?
yeah, yes.
He should have Banksy'd something else.
Yeah.
Like, I guess, well,
Like that umbrella over there.
yeah.
There's so many other things he could have done.
Yeah, just throw it on the ground.
He painted
Right,
the little
heck
edge
yeah.
of that awning there. He's got. It was
There's
just
some dead grass over there. He could have painted that. You know,
Little
throw some
green.
green on
so
it.
many things that were right there available for
You know what? I say fuck this guy.
You know what, Chris? I'm aiming to agree with you. I think what he did was wrong. I'm going to say it. I know it's unpopular, but I'm going to say what he did was wrong.
Opinion.
That's right. I'm not trying to
I think he was pretty rude.
be a hero to anybody or anything like that. But if you want to call me a hashtag hero, I'm all right with it. I think it was wrong. But I'll tell you what else I think was wrong. A Northern California mother of two who was sentenced Monday to 18 months in prison for faking her own kidnapping so she could get back at a former boyfriend, which
What's this, Fargo?
Oh, I thought she was trying to get time off of work.
or rather to get back to a former boyfriend, which led a 3-week multi-state search before she resurfaced on Thanksgiving Day.
Oh my.
Okay.
Wait, this was a long time ago.
This was a while ago, but all this stuff is finally coming up and coming to light.
This is just a time period.
So her name is Sherry Papini, and she's 40. She pled guilty to staging the abduction and lying to the FBI about it. As part of the plea bargain, she's required to pay more than $300,000 in
She's
restitution.
texting the FBI. I'm still missing.
Still can't find me. Yeah.
Don't track
I
this
still
as a
have
murder.
no idea where I am. Yeah,
Don't track it as a murder.
yeah, that's it. Like BTK, like you guys can't track this, right? Text back yes.
Text that circle yes. On a 1300s.
Text back Y to keep receiving messages. Yeah. Text back and
Reply
subscribe.
stop. Reply stop. Wish I was dead.
Well, the judge said he considered the seriousness of the offense and the sheer number of people who were impacted in the search. They included law enforcement officers who searched for her, the community that believed her for 4 years. Wait a
Wait a minute.
shit.
Oh my god!
That she kept this whole thing going.
I thought
Yes,
this
I
was
was gonna
like
make a
a
joke.
month.
No,
I was
yeah.
gonna make a joke about how she ruined Thanksgiving too.
4 years in a row. She
We
did.
were thankful
Well, I
till
know
you
she
came
showed
back.
back
Yeah, that's it.
We
Yeah.
should have stayed. This is like Gone Girl, dude.
Now we don't have enough food for everybody. Thanks a lot.
We expected you to still be missing this year.
You know what? You can stay outside.
Yeah, exactly. You wait outside. We'll let you know when we're done.
Just falling out
Throw
the
some-
window.
Yeah,
some bread on the ground for it.
Like a duck.
It's like Dan Aykroyd in Trading Places standing outside a Santa suit.
They're gonna spend the whole year fattening her up to slaughter her as the turkey.
Well, you know what? It's all about recycling. So the family that lived in fear because of her fake story of being abducted by 2 Hispanic women and the Latino community that was falsely viewed with suspicion.
What the fuck, man?
So
That's some.
We all know whites kidnapped.
that's
Come on.
yeah.
Exactly. Oh my god. Please. Why have they done this?
Well, so the nation is watching. Chubbs said, paraphrasing, Chubbs, Dr. Chubbs. No,
The nation's watching.
the nation's watching.
Excuse me, the nation's watching.
Yeah, no, he's the judge.
This is Dr. Cook from Florida.
Field reporter Dr. Chubbs.
This year there won't be enough turkey and Thanksgiving. I wouldn't have thought this was approved another holiday.
I love Dr. Chubbs.
Reporter in the field.
No mention of his any of his doctoral accomplishments, or maybe they don't exist.
He was a dentist.
Well, I almost finished medical school. I got close to that.
like
played-
old school like
I
mirror thing on his head.
He's got a butcher's jacket that says Boar's Head on it.
I played the doctor in a YouTube video.
Oh my God! He's just got an old tin can, just pickle lids, just tucked into his forehead.
No, it's just a big rubber band.
Oh,
It's a yogurt lid.
Oh man! Oh, he's got to help out. I don't even want to finish this article now. It's not going to be anywhere near as good as Dr. Chubb's Porter in the Field. So the Dr. Chubb, now the woman said this, but I'm going to say Dr. Chubb said it. So I'm so sorry to the many people who have suffered because of me.
It's all these malpractice suits going forward.
I humbly apologize that I was never considered liable.
And thankfully, I didn't even have malpractice insurance. I'm not a doctor.
Stay away from me. I don't put the Hippocratic oath. I'm going to punch you right in the nose.
I'm not a hypocrite after all.
The fine print was clearly legible.
Albeit in Portuguese. Well, I am guilty, Your Honor. I am guilty of lying. I'm guilty of dishonor. What is done cannot be undone. It cannot be erased, much like the criminal history of Dr. Jones. But both the judge and the U.S. Assistant U.S. Attorney said her comments were simply more manipulation. At this point, she would say anything to mitigate her punishment.
You can blame it, Dr. Chubb.
Dr. Chubbs told me that it was a good idea. I said, well, he is a doctor.
He told me we were going to split the money, but there's never any money.
He helped me there. He said I wouldn't be discharged until I was healthy enough. It was his fault.
Well, with little precedent to guide him on sentencing, he said that the case is unique, to say the least. Miss Papolini is a manipulator, and it's not as if she's seen the error of her ways. If she hadn't been caught, she'd still be living the lie.
She'd still be missing.
There you go. She's
There'd be one more Thanksgiving.
And we would have had enough cranberry sauce for Grandma to enjoy her last meal.
Before she got operated on by Dr. Jones.
Congestive heart failure surgery. She was getting open heart. This was her last meal ever.
Oh, every meal
Could
is
you
somebody's
imagine?
last meal.
That's walking on a razor's edge, because if she died by any circumstances
Right.
in the period of time that she was supposedly abducted,
Mm-hmm.
they would chalk that up to being part of the story.
Oh yeah, of course.
And so some poor
Somebody on
Hispanic
Fox-
women.
Hoping.
somebody on Fox News would say it was MS-13.
Oh my
you know,
God,
just
dude, it
waiting for
They'd be
it.
like, they cut her head off and ripped her tongue through her throat. It was
They
crazy.
pulled her tongue out of her asshole.
And now
They
we
put
have
some weird chemicals on it to get it to stretch real fast.
Now we have a secondary eyewitness, Dr. Chubbs.
It was brutal. You wouldn't believe it.
From what I heard, it was a terrible sight.
And all my years of doctoring, I haven't seen such a...
The rookie's over in the corner puking his guts.
I just shake my head. Just another.
I'm sorry, Doctor. Did you say rectum?
I'm trying to kill
I do not know that woman. You
Oh,
have no
my
proof.
them. Breaking news: Dr. Chubb's DNA found at the scene of the crime.
I don't have any DNA.
I have it all removed.
I surgically removed it myself with this turkey basting.
Happy Thanksgiving.
It was quite pleasant.
It's all a roundabout ad for Macy's. This whole thing, the kidnap story for 4 years, Dr. Chubbs, the murders.
That's the longest marketing campaign any department store has ever invested
The
in.
floats don't get the
Basics,
attention they
helpful
deserve.
They're too high up. They're too big. You can't fit them in frame. What people want is kidnapping.
They There's so much murder shows on Netflix these days. We had to do something to step our game up.
Kidnapping, malpractice.
Turns out Dr. Chubb's is just a float.
Yeah.
why it's so
They just
big.
suck some of the helium out of them. So they can
Just-
walk around.
You get some strings manipulated.
That's why it doesn't have any DNA.
He's just made of fabric and
He's a
air.
balloon person.
Oh my god.
Well, I'll tell you who else was a balloon person. A U.S. Customs and Border Protection officers discovered more than 1,500 pounds of cocaine hidden in a place where you would least expect it.
Somebody's butt.
In a box
Very
of cocaine.
close. A box of cocaine. Clearly marked cocaine.
Don't check there. That's where they clearly, obviously, that's where they.
This
put it.
is a misdirection.
It says
Yeah.
cocaine storage on the door. It's too obvious.
Yeah, now let's check over here. So this is where it's got to be. Well, it was in a shipment of baby wipes.
Oh,
So the narcotic seizure occurred last Friday
Not
at
supposed to flush those, by the way.
Laredo. That's true, unless
you're
they're
not
flushable.
supposed to?
Unless they're flushable, there are
Well, even then,
specific
it's
ones.
dicey.
That yeah, well, that's why if you have a septic tank, don't do it.
Yeah, so just do the cocaine.
But if you're
instead.
just do the
Yeah, just
cocaine,
do coke.
then you'll forget about it anyway. It doesn't make a difference. Well, the
Shitting everywhere.
So according to the agency in a news release, the bridge located on the U.S.-Mexico border connects Laredo, Texas. Did I say that right? And the Rio Grande with the Mexican state of Nuevo Leon. Officials say that the CBP officer at the Solidarity Bridge stopped the tractor trailer bringing in a shipment of baby wipes for a secondary inspection. Following the inspection, drug sniffing dogs made the discovery of what they describe as 1,935 packages of cocaine, totaling in 1,532 pounds.
Wow.
So the agency said the estimated street value of the seized cocaine totaled more than $11.8 million.
Dang.
So that's enough to wipe your baby's ass with, I think,
Yeah.
especially when we get
The only-
the doctor involved.
You buy a whole new sewage system after you clog it up with
I'll
the baby
tell you,
wipes.
that's what you want. You want to be prepared for that sort of thing. The seizure is a prime example of border security management, how it helps prevent dangerous narcotics from reaching our communities.
This is all just
So
propaganda
there you go.
nonsense,
It's just
dude.
all this.
Honestly, I'm not saying that like it's a good idea to do drugs, but just think about the fact that what's the motivator behind trying to seize these drugs?
Right.
It's non-taxable
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
Getting
That way the
traded.
government can sell it.
So the
The
government's
government-
exactly
documents.
right. It's exactly
Literally,
right.
Even if they're not. They're gonna do something with it. They're probably gonna like sell it off to the pharmaceutical
Police auctions.
companies.
That's what they
Police
do.
auctions. Go down there and get yourself a big old brick of cocaine. Woo.
Yeah, half
I'll tell you
street
what,
values.
That's why if you ever
Gotta
buy
get
one
rid
of
this
those
stuff.
you ever buy one of those like murder cars or murder houses,
Mhm.
just start tearing the walls up. You gotta find some cocaine. In there.
Oh,
They
there's going to be
they gotta put it
something in
somewhere.
They gotta put it someplace.
there. You
and
know it.
It's usually not marked, but when it is, it's a
Mhm.
lot easier.
Yeah.
So please start marking your
Or
hiding
kind
places.
of like your story that Christmas in Texas when you got that box of
Oh
pills.
my God, yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
they do something like that.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
that's whatever they would have done.
That's actually not a bad idea. You could
They're
like
laundering cocaine.
mistakenly send
Right,
stuff
that's
to
it.
people
Yeah.
that may or may not, just like small portions of it across a whole bunch of different people's
Mhm.
houses, and then just decide either they report it, and then you have like a phone number in
They say
there.
that's a good American right there.
That's right.
Right.
And I'm proud to be American.
Because at least I know I'm.
Cocaine.
Woo!
So proud we get back
Ah, viva la Mexico! I love that
twice
shit.
as fast.
That's right.
Isn't
Well,
that funny that probably those guys singing those stupid country songs are doing cocaine
oh, you
from
know
Mexico?
it. You know it. Of course they are.
Mm-mm,
That's what.
mm-mm,
That's
mm-mm.
like the totality of Tex-Mex. It's all
Basically,
cocaine.
is I can attest to
Just
that.
Throw
'Cause
that right
when I
out
was
there.
down there in Texas, that's when we got that drug delivery.
Yeah, you know that the Cojita cheese.
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
That's just cocaine.
It's just
Yeah.
that's
They
just
just pack it into some cheese.
you know it. You know
It
it.
tastes like it. I'll be licking my gums for days after I eat it.
Well, I'll tell you who else was licking their gum for days. A woman who brought a wild raccoon into a North Dakota bar
Yeah.
when she prompted state health officials to issue a warning about potential rabies exposure, and she's facing criminal charges. So Erin Christensen.
I already caught rabies in this bar, and it wasn't from no animal.
Well, unless you consider Dale over there an animal. Erin Christensen, 38, of Maddock, is charged with a misdemeanor court for providing false information to law enforcement, tampering with physical evidence of and unlawful possession of fur bearers.
Fur bearers.
Fur bearers. So Christensen was arrested last week after authorities found her and the raccoon by serving several search warrants.
Is this a chocolate chip cookie they're serving this
I hope it's
raccoon
not
in this
I
picture?
hope it's not raisin
It,
oatmeal.
it might be oatmeal raisin. We're not
Oh,
sure.
okay, I hope so.
I
'Cause
hope raccoons handle grapes better.
Yeah, right.
I there's literally there's no good incarnation
Unless
of
this
this
is a
cookie.
picture of euthanization.
I mean,
It's
it's a cop's hand. That's
Take this, you nuisance.
Yeah, stop resisting.
He's got a gun.
Take that mask off.
Yeah, it looks like a thief.
Show yourself.
He was huge. He came from the hood. He was black. I was scared.
He was wearing gloves.
I thought it was my taser.
Yeah. I had my oatmeal raisin taser that day. Yeah. Well, so Christensen said her family found the raccoon on the side of the road about 3 months ago and named it Rocky. She said it was that they were nursing the animal back to health with plans to release it back into the wild. It's illegal under North Dakota Board of Animal Health laws to keep a wild raccoon. Authorities euthanized the animal, and then
Oh my God.
This
This is the youth.
and then it tested negative for rabies.
Oh fuck.
So
dude.
they
That's how it
As
goes.
a bitch, you got to kill the animal to find out.
That's it. You
If
gotta
it's
kill-
rabies or not.
Fucking
I was just
awful.
thinking about that this morning too, because
Allison
we
probably
talked to
blowing up
Allison
the
about
chat
it.
right
Yeah.
now. She's
She
like,
didn't yet. She's
Oh,
still talking. The last thing she commented on was she said they should have put the cocaine in baby powder instead of baby wipes.
I'm still
Well,
going Gogeta cheese.
There'd be
Yeah.
a lot of high babies though, because you can't really distinguish those two things. If
That's,
they end
yeah,
up
that's
mixed
right.
in.
Yeah,
Plus,
as well.
isn't it like your intestines and stuff absorb faster than
Mhm.
your stomach does? So
That's right, Chris.
Mhm.
all those babies are having heart attacks.
Well,
This is the string of heart attacks from these
You
babies.
get 3 specks of cocaine baby powder in that butthole, and they're dead.
that's all it takes.
That would be, oh my God, that'd be like an extinction event if that was the case. Could you imagine? Like there'd be millions of babies just unknowingly using that baby, like parents using that baby powder.
Well,
to
I
save
don't
babies.
think so. I think it would have been intentionally intercepted once it got to the States. I think that was sort of the whole idea.
All I'm saying though, if a little
No,
bit
no,
of it
no.
mixed,
Unless the cops were like, you know what, I got a kid at home. I'm gonna take a couple.
You know,
of these."
yeah, the cops are like, you know, it'd be really,
Yeah,
the cops are like, you know, it'd be really funny if we put this in a bunch of baby powder.
this would be
what else
hilarious.
are we gonna do with it? I don't know.
I'm working
Tell you
4
what.
solid straight shifts the next
You
week.
know what I
My
really
wife
hate?
can take care of this
I
coked
literally-
out baby.
My
I don't
nose
care.
is about to collapse from all the.
That's it. That's what they look like Artie Lang.
I hate those EMTs. Let's give them a bunch of hell. Let's make them have a bunch of baby calls.
They hate coming down here onto this bridge. Allison's asking, yeah, they did bring it into a bar, yes. Well, nevertheless, North Dakota's Health and Human Services Department issued a warning asking anyone who may have been bitten or had contact with the raccoon saliva to seek immediate medical
Yeah.
care.
I feel the same way about when people bring children into a bar.
Me too.
Yeah, they should all be vaccinated for rabies. Those kids,
Yeah.
because they'll bite you,
Or
and
you got to
Gotta-
kill them and check them.
You got to
for-
euthanize them.
then you gotta cut their heads off
That's the
and make
only
sure.
way. It's the only way you
I
can
wish
tell.
that's how we dealt with it.
That's it.
Can't stand
Yeah,
when
but
there's
then
kids
where
around.
would NASCAR be? You know.
Right.
But it probably just like this. So here we are, folks. There's another one.
Oh my God, so many trucks
I'll
keep.
drink one for that.
Yes, there you are.
These
Yeah,
are for all the homies.
pour one out for all the homies, past and future. That's
Every homie ever.
it. Yeah. So a Florida highway had to temporarily close again on Wednesday after a semi-trailer carrying cases of Coors Light crashed and turned the road into a silver sea of beer.
My-
cans.
Turns out the driver was drunk.
Yeah.
My dad is out in the wilderness of Deep Creek Lake right now,
Oh,
and
if he weren't,
for a seemingly inexplicable reason,
yeah.
he's crying right now.
Yes. Yeah.
He was overwhelmed.
I sense a disturbance in the force.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
He's like Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
I sense a disturbance in the cores.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
Use the coals.
What's that? What's that?
The Blue Mountains mean it's
Oh,
cold.
yeah. Oh, fuck.
Oh, man, your Blue Mountains make it cold.
Yeah, that's it.
I'll tuck your
You
blue
son of a
mountains. Huh?
I'll push your truck over, motherfucker. It's on a side road, piece of shit.
And strangely enough, the road was still not even tipsy. Yeah,
That's right. Not one bit. Not one bit.
Well,
Well,
those two folks over on the guardrail might be though.
oh, they're having a great time. They're like, fuck it, nobody's coming.
This is
Like
the
the
best
cops
traffic-
are going to get up here or
This is the
something.
best traffic jam that's ever
This
happened.
is exactly right.
Most of those cans are salvageable.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah,
I mean, you might want to give them a little bit. to
yeah,
cool
for
off.
sure. Yeah, because they're definitely not going to do
Just spin them.
That's true. You got plenty.
Yeah.
You just crack one open, get the last quarter of it. It
Yeah.
doesn't explode out in your
that.
face.
That's all. It's just get a glass. Just dump all foam out.
And just chuck it right where you found it because they're gonna have to
Just
sweep it up
go ahead
anyway.
and clean up.
Yeah.
Yep. It's just like being in the dive bar.
Yeah, they can't
That's all
prove
flood
that.
is anyway.
They can't prove you were littering.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
This is just another Tuesday in Florida, though. be
That's
honest
it.
with you,
It
'cause
really
This
is.
highway was shut down just
Can you
previously.
imagine that drinking in front of a cop and you just throw the can in a pile of other cans? Like, that's littering. Like, well, find the can.
Yeah.
Blame him.
Which one?
Yeah, which one's my can?
You just point to the driver like, "It's his fault."
Yeah. He did it first.
That's right. Yeah.
You're really gonna cite me?
Look at this
I'm
guy.
Not to solve the problem.
Yeah.
That janitor's gonna be a lot less wet because of me.
That's right. I'm just trying to help out. Just trying to be a concerned citizen. A multi-vehicle crash occurred shortly after 6 a.m. on the southbound lane of Interstate 75, about 30 miles north of Tampa. The Florida Highway Patrol, our dear friends who get out there and are just cleaning up these messes every week, it seems like. They said in a news release, the pileup began when one semi-trailer clipped another while changing lanes. That forced another semi to brake, but one failed to stop and collided with the pickup truck and another one out of the stopping semi. So one was stopped, another one clipped the other one, and then they all just, as we can see here by the four semis,
They all decided to have a little hangout.
destroyed. Yeah, the minor injuries
There's-
were reported by the occupants.
Yeah, there's like that
Yeah, the
pickup,
pickup
truck
truck,
is
yeah.
wedged between these other two. But
It's
I
like,
guess-
fuck this, I'm getting to the beer. Yeah.
He climbed out of his own roof just to get to the bottom.
That's him there in the blue and red jacket, of course.
He's stumbling his way through it.
I love Dale Earnhardt.
He climbed out with the half-empty 30 rag and just threw it in the bottom.
Yeah, that's like, that's not mine.
This is the best day of my life.
Why is there one
This
case
is
of
a hurricane.
beer?
There's a hurricane bottle in there. Just one.
Wait, there's one box of
Isn't that
White Claws in
weird?
here.
Strange
wasn't mine.
days.
That wasn't
Strange days.
Strange days.
Strange times, Your Officer, Your Honor.
He calls the cop Your Honor. He's drinking another beer in front of him. Chucking on the
Good
ground.
straight days, Your Honor.
Oh, I better not get blamed for this.
I gotta go back to the pokey. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
That's it.
You wouldn't believe it. I just came from a bar that had a fucking raccoon.
I think I might have
I
rabies.
saw him cut its head off too.
Just trying to keep my organs distilled so I can get a doctor to check them out. I saw one on the news.
I heard yours.
He was a real heavy set guy.
The only way to stall rabies from spreading through your system is to drink beer.
That's what a raccoon once told me in a bar.
I heard it on the news.
What's the raccoon one?
You're an officer, and so I've decided I'm going to do that.
I haven't looked at the floor.
Case closed, Your Honor.
That's fine. It's-
Again, sir, I'm just a highway patrolman.
Well,
the officer's drunk too. he's like fighting him for cans that are undamaged on the road. Just fuck off of that.
just a bunch of like people pull over on the side of the road, climb out of their Mazda, start stripping because it smells like a dive bar.
It's
And
just
they're
like all this
making out with each other.
giant orgy on the beer bottle.
Oh yeah.
well,
Turn up the AC.
turn up the Hank.
I'm a Budweiser man, but if you put a quarter in front of me,
That's right. I'm not going to turn it down.
I ain't gay, but a Coors Light is a Coors Light.
Well, the semi that failed to stop was filled with cases of Silver Bullet beer. Minor injuries were reported by the occupants of the pickup truck. The inside shoulder of the travel lane was open by 8:30.
I'll tell you what, you're not gonna
So 2.5 hours.
like the Stephen King book. You're not gonna end up with a werewolf.
No, not this
Anywhere
time.
near this
Not
highway.
this time.
People had to wait 2.5 hours for all the traffic to sober
Yeah,
up.
yeah. I can't go anywhere, officer, for another hour and a half.
I'm not going into that fucking.
Not
Where
a
the
chance.
lights are.
You ain't going to catch me. I'll sit right here on this guardrail. I ain't going nowhere.
I pulled over the shoulder for an emergency.
Yeah, that's right. I had to take a pee. And the rest of the roadway was reopened around noon. So there you go. Well, just in case beer isn't your thing, maybe you like to enjoy yourself in different ways. And if you do, then we're going to head on over to Oklahoma,
Oh my god.
where another semi-truck
It's
and
like
a...
sex toys.
Well, Chris, you're exactly right. That's exactly
Holy
what
shit.
they are.
You
That's
can
half of
see
it.
the
Yeah.
pictures
I
from
know a
Yeah,
vibrator when I see one.
That's right.
You got
That's-
I know a vibrator when I taste one.
I'm pretty sure that's a
You
love
got-
ends.
man, you got the whole
That's a love ends. Yeah, yeah,
and the other part.
yeah. That's love ends.
I'm just saying these could be dangerous because you can see them from a helicopter.
These
These
are
are
the
registered weapons.
these are the full size. Yeah, the full size. So semi truck and the box truck were involved in an accident on Oklahoma Highway this week. The results of the accident left the semi overturned with the contents of the trailer scattered all over the highway. The contents were sex toys and tubes of lube.
Oh my
Even
god.
worse.
It's slipperier than the beer
Hopefully
spill.
it was water based and not silicone based.
And a lot less consensual.
That's it. Well, the highway had several lanes shut down for hours as the cleanup took place. Nobody was injured in the accident, but we don't know how many sex toys were damaged. Unfortunately. So that's really the
I
tragedy.
can see
here.
a couple out of the box.
That's it. Yeah, there's a few that didn't make it. There's one.
Not to mention all the injuries from the slips and
The
falls.
one in the upper right of the close up there, it
Mhm.
almost looks like it's like bleeding, like there's a pool of blood
Yeah.
coming off the side.
Honestly, it kind of looks like it's on display.
It might be. Well,
Yeah,
you gotta give the
like a
helicopter
shoe-
something to look
shoe
at.
store will put like the shoe on top of the box.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. This is the greatest ad for sex toys in this particular
say.
brand.
Yeah.
Look at how that picture's set up, Matt. You can see it's actual size. It's real.
It's those are I'm 90% sure those are LOVEENSE. They're a sex toy brand that their whole thing is that they have an app that you can remote control it with.
Mm.
Also, they were on their way to a chess tournament.
Chess tournament is exactly right, Chris.
That's right, Chris.
Bravo.
I listened to last week's episode.
Wax leaks.
But you
episode.
couldn't wax the leaks. So the
Not after the incident.
not after all that happened. It's too much lube on the highway. So the best part of the accident was that nobody was injured. Close to second is that the exchange that took place between the reporter and the helicopter and the anchor covering the accident for the local news station. The reporter, Jim Gardner, described the scene from a helicopter. This is a semi that overturned and lost its load here. And then he explained how the accident happened. Then as the wreck developed, they were able to add, there's lots of stuff to clean up. And then the anchor asked him if he could tell him what spilled all over the roadway. And after a few moments of contemplating how he would answer the question, he finally said, we're zooming in. Not really.
It's a bunch of fucking butt plugs.
Maybe you can tell. I can't say it. There's a lot of stuff laying all over the road. Whatever it is, it's going to take a long time to clean it up.
I'm sorry.
So, there you go.
Stuff. Do you mean diarrhea?
We need to land this helicopter right now.
You mean
Is
diarrhea
it a diarrhea
or
truck? Or,
the fact that that's the first, like that's the logical first thing to postulate about. So like you mean like normal basic everyday stuff like diarrhea?
Was it a diarrhea?
or was it like stuffed animals?
Something weirder,
Was
like
it diarrhea in the shape of stuffed animals?
canned food,
Yeah,
perhaps.
was it something off the wall like a bunch of fire hydrants?
Something. Yeah.
So let's just take notice right up here by where the window of the cab would be.
Okay.
Is that a shadow or is that blood?
It does. Holy
Could be
shit.
both.
Yeah, it
Maybe
might.
it's the shadow of blood.
It's a shadow
They're
that one
just, they're
cast.
There's
so
just that much blood.
they're so distracted by all the dildos all over the street. that the guy is like bleeding out in the cab, and they're like, "There's a lot of fucking sex."
There's so
toys
much.
out here." Yeah, yeah.
There's so much stuff here.
They can't even hear him screaming for help over the buzz of all the vibrations.
Why do we pack these things with batteries in them? Damn it! Sounds like a lot of bees around
There's a
here.
bee
Somebody
nest.
has bees.
Yeah.
So like,
Well, I'm getting back in the car. I'm allergic.
I can't be out here. I can't be
You
out here.
gotta get the fuck out of here right away.
I can't let them get close.
This is
We gotta
going
get the
nowhere
hazmat
good.
guys out here. This is dangerous.
I'm going down. I'm going down.
Help! Somebody help!
Well,
So
hopefully.
was it like diarrhea or bees?
It was diarrhea.
Was it something
It was
normal
like-
like diarrhea or
It
bees?
was diarrhea bees.
It was.
There's a bunch of bees
diarrhea.
with diarrhea. It was
Yes.
terrible.
It was bee
Oh my
diarrhea.
God. Well, hopefully this accident doesn't slow down the delivery of these toys too much. The last thing society needs right now is more angry and frustrated people. If that ain't the truth, this is the new Love Ends line.
I mean, it's already hard enough with the supply chain
Nora.
shortages.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, now
You
you
know,
got
it's
trucks
hard-
crashing.
it's
and
hard to get a
on
hold
the
of
way
things.
there.
Nothing worse than a sex toy shortage.
That's it. If you're up our way, the Adam and Eve warehouse is somewhere in the, I think in one of
And they
the
don't sell diarrhea, so you don't
Carolinas. That's right. You don't. No, they're in Virginia. That's where they are. Yeah,
They don't
because
have
I drive
diarrhea.
past them all the time when we go to Florida. Yeah, they don't. No, there's no diarrhea involved there. It's diarrhea free.
that's a different
Guaranteed.
website.
Guaranteed. Yeah, that's a different one. Yeah.
Yeah, you can. I'm sure you can buy
Probably
it. and it'll be
Craigslist or
shipped in
something.
a truck.
Well, you got to. Yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
to
Local
get
pickup
what you-
home.
That's
There's
right.
there's
That's
diarrhea
it.
dealers out there, but they're not commercial.
Well, diarrhea DoorDash is out there, but that's you know,
Diarrhea day.
yeah, that's a different thing.
There's a couple restaurants
very
around
good.
here.
That's an app that shows you
Yeah,
where the nearest bathroom is. Yeah,
I
that's
guess to be Dookie Dash. That
that's
way,
oh
you know,
right, yeah, that's a competitor.
That way you can get solid if you
It's,
want.
yeah, it's
You know,
all
there's
about
a
the
range.
marketing.
There's a range.
Does that rely on like I guess people uploading where their mobile toilets, like
Yeah.
porta potties and
Right,
stuff like that?
right, and the joke is that there's a couple guys that like deliver porta potties places, and they always register them, so they're constantly driving around like on the highways and stuff. They're just laughing, watching people like speed up behind them. And stuff. They're like driving and honking, flashing their
You got,
lights.
like James Bond shit. They're on the roof of their own car, run across the hood and dive for the truck. The truck then just get in
Get
that
into the
porta potty.
doors. All the doors say occupied.
Ah, there's like all these like driverless cars all alongside of it with like cinder blocks on their gas pedal, and it literally is filled up with people in there.
And it crashes
Son
into
of
a
a
semi
bitch.
truck, and that it spills all the dildos all
And it
over
spills
them.
all it spills out is porta potties.
Dookie Dash. Guarantee and shit.
Or your money back. There you go.
You're running the
We're gonna run you the hell out of here.
Yeah.
So we'll see you next time on another episode of the Kickstart with Matt.
And that
and diarrhea. Chris.
Chris. That's it, folks. We're signing
That's all
off.
I
I missed you.
Chris missed you.
Chris, well, we'll take a poll if everyone missed Chris.
That's right. Well, yeah, we'll make it.
Next week.
We'll put a poll up at some point next year to see if you missed Chris this week. So.
Just preserve your feelings.
Just
Write it
in
down.
time.
Yeah.
Just in time. Put them in your if you're forever journals there.
We're gonna send out a poll in the snail mail.
Well,
And
I've
you
already-
Circle yes or
You
no.
send,
that you guys
you
Chris.
send it back. We're not paying for the return postage.
That's
though.
right.
No,
That's
that's
right.
not on us. We don't make any money. at
and
this.
by the way, we're moving to Russia. So
we're getting drafted.
we're getting drafted into the Russian military.
Not by our choice.
Yep.
They're gonna use us for
Thanks,
psychological warfare.
Thanks, Obama.
That's gonna blast the podcast out of this gigantic speaker that the Ukrainian army is
Just
gonna give
a
up.
four-way.
It'll demoralize them immediately.
It's the only way.
They held strong all this time until they start hearing our voices.
They're just gonna hear, "What? We give up! We give up!"
No more! Stop!
Not a chance.
Mercy, Uncle! Uncle!
Uncle.
It's the only word they know in English. All right, internet people, which is Juan and Allison, I think, and Chris, of course, but he
Our
doesn't
only
count.
friends.
That's it.
I never count.
No, Chris Chris can barely count.
Our only real
I can
friend
count
is
the diarrhea.
That's right.
our only real friend is Juan because
Juan,
Juan's
number
not the only
2.
person
Yeah.
who's
He's the only one not sleeping
Compelled.
with anybody on the show.
That's it.
yet Chris.
Yeah, exactly
Come
right.
on, Chris.
Don't
It's gonna
be.
be a good monster con.
Yeah,
this
that's
year.
exactly right.
You need to step up your game, and because we cannot repay Juan enough.
No.
No.
Yeah, we don't have the money. We
So
don't
actually,
we don't have the
never
Patreon
mind
money.
about that. I don't want to subject him to that. That's not fair to Juan.
That's right. Yep. All right. Well,
If I disappoint him enough.
We've already disappointed him with our
yeah,
show every
he's
week.
had enough. He's had enough.
He's like the coach that believes in us.
He is.
Like we're
Yeah.
like Rocky, and he's
God
like,
damn these kids.
"Come on,
Do it,
come
kids.
on, Rock,
You
you
got it."
gotta catch those chickens. You gotta eat thunder and crap lightning."
If you want nuggets, you got to catch your own chickens.
I've learned a lot of life lessons from Juan.
Yep,
Actually.
absolutely.
It's all
Yep.
about self-sufficiency and independence.
That's it.
I feel like I can fly.
That's it.
You are the wind beneath my wings.
Did you ever know that you're my hero?
Oh,
You're
man.
everyone I wish I could be.
I'm so excited. I haven't seen Juan
Yeah.
for a year. Because I
Yeah.
haven't even seen him at work.
Right, of course you
Because we don't
normally
have the
would.
same
Yeah.
days.
Right.
So in
Oh.
less than like 2 days.
Juan says I'm going to cry.
in less than in 3 days, we're gonna see Juan.
Yeah, I know.
I'm so excited.
I'm ready. I'm
so
ready.
excited.
Yep. So Juan, we'll see you there. Allison, we'll see you
soon.
there.
See you there, Allison.
It's going to be good.
I might get a ticket. We'll see.
Chris is
Yeah.
going to get a ticket.
You still need to get a merciful fate.
I'm paying $100.
Oh no, he's bailing on us.
I was questioning the $80 price at first.
Oh, dude, come on, it's worth it. I paid 60.
He's not going to. You
Well, that's
can't
nice
talk
for
him
you.
into it. You
I'm
can't
not-
talk him
It's
into
only
it.
40 more.
Will you give him the $40
I'll
then?
give you the $40. You don't want to pay for your ticket? I'll get you a ticket.
No, you can't. I'm not going to let you pay for
I'll
that
pay.
ticket.
I mean, why wouldn't you go?
It's
You're in the
$100.
band.
You have to.
You
It's,
have to charge
it's
up.
called homework.
You have to charge up for the band.
You have to.
I play half that shit already. I would have
Not the other.
I don't
That's
have to
it. We
listen.
need the other half. That's the hi-hat
Oh,
side. Yeah.
So,
That's how we keep
I
time.
haven't had the right hand, the left foot.
That's it. Yeah. Well, that's all
It's
right.
just a mess.
You got to split it sometimes. So.
The double bass is dog shit.
That well, you know, it's a single base at this point, but
Exactly.
and no offense to you, CC. So, all right, everybody, we love you. We'll see you at MonsterCon.
See you guys soon.
See ya.
Bye.